What up, YouTube? It's Naj and Reina back with another
Drinking things.
line
Yes.
reactions.
I wanted to tell you guys something real quick. Naj and I may have actually come to a compromise. So I want drinking things because I know that we drink and we think about stuff. I think wine and reactions was my idea in the first place anyway, and then drinking things was my idea because I always come up with such good taglines. I think it was.
Absolutely not.
You don't remember. So with that being said, we realized we want to start doing videos more, but we also don't want to become alcoholics. So we can't drink wine every night that we're going to be doing a reaction video. I don't know why you're making that face. You know we talked about this morning.
No, continue.
You're still stuck on the last thing. Anyway, so with that being said, we're going to have drinking things where we drink like our tea and coffee on some nights.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So that's the plan. That's the objective. Just talking about different topics. I feel like we're getting more into a
groove.
Yeah, with what we're going to be having conversations about and reactions to and things like that. So those are our ideas. All right, that's what we got. So let's go ahead and hop into the sponsors. All right, so today we are sponsored once again by Built by Plants. All right, Built by Plant supplements. Get all of your plant-based needs, all of your vitamins, minerals, everything that you can need. Matter of fact, can we get our nightcaps going?
Yeah.
We need those nightcaps.
I don't want to take these yet because the last time I actually got tired while doing
mine.
everything.
Yeah, and it is.
I was like really tired. I ended the video prematurely. Najee's like, "Babe, you sure you want to end right now?" I was like, "I was tired."
So
sorry.
We had the most amount of people on the live stream that we've had. And Brandon was like, "Okay, time to go."
We need to stop doing it from your. I think you need to take your phone. Summer said we're freezing for some reason.
Freezing?
Yeah, just take it off your phone. I think you gotta do it from this, because nothing else should be freezing.
Interesting. Let us know if we're still freezing now. What's up, Summer?
Yeah, Summer. We took it off of the. Hey, Summer. Sorry, we took it off of the phone.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully,
if it's still freezing, then you need to do a check on the internet connection.
Yeah.
Because that's not cool. Because we saw how bad it was freezing before. It was just too bad. So it was freezing so bad there was like no point in the video. So we took it down.
Yeah. Let us know. Are we still freezing? If you all are on.
Well, they always it's always a little bit delayed anyway. So let me go look on my side. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, keep talking about the sponsorship, and then I'll.
Mm-hmm. So,
let me move this out of the way.
I really do forget that these are actually beneficial because they just taste so good, and you just want to eat them. These are the nightcaps. We take these on a nightly basis. Has melatonin in there. Just helps you get a good night's rest and deep sleep. Really great quality sleep, right? So, I definitely can tell the difference when I have them versus when I don't have them, and how I actually end up. Feeling rested in the morning. So bbpsups.com, bbpsups.com. You can get all of the protein powders that we have. We have a vanilla flavor, which is called vanilla ice cream. Then we also have chocolate frosty, which actually tastes like the chocolate frosty that we used to get when we were not vegan, and we used to get them from Wendy's, the chocolate Wendy frosty. So aside from that, creatine, protein powder, and then pre-workout powder. All right, so you all can check that out. I'm hoping that we're still not freezing. Hopefully you all
from my side, it doesn't look like we're freezing.
Okay, hopefully not.
And I wrote that, but let's just see.
Yeah,
I will say it looks a little blurry though. Yeah,
a little blurry.
Let's
see. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just close out all of these.
That might be a little bit of it.
Yeah, and I just
Najee has a billion things up.
Let me connect the phone back. Hopefully that fixes it. Give me 1 second, you all. Let me just close out some of these tabs, and maybe I think that might have fixed it. Hopefully.
I don't know. We're about to see.
I'm gonna just close out a couple of more tabs. Okay. We might be good now. Good.
Good
Oh,
now.
perfect. Beautiful.
But that's from like 3 minutes ago. So I don't know if you just messed it up by replugging it back in.
Okay.
It was good before you did everything.
Hopefully not. Okay. So
everything. No, I'm saying like it's good because we get disconnected. So I don't know if it's gonna start freezing again now. But we'll see.
Well, we'll just test and see what goes on. So let's talk about the topic today. So Reina had a great idea. She said she wanted to talk about for today's video some Halloween cases, like different in the theme of Halloween.
Yeah, let me just be clear. Halloween is my favorite holiday ever. It's my absolute favorite holiday ever. I love Halloween, so I wanted to make sure we did something centered around it. It's something that I really, really enjoy. So I would have preferred we went to a haunted house tonight, but we're kind of tired. So we decided to stay home and spend some time together, watch some scary movies, and then give you guys a video. The cool thing is we're going to learn something together tonight. We are going to cover a case that I think is, from what we heard and what we've seen so far, it's a really scary situation that happened on Halloween. It's a court. Is it a court case? Go ahead, keep explaining because I actually don't know.
I mean, they will have some glimpse of the court case, but it was basically a family that was murdered on Halloween by, I'm guessing, the son. I forgot his name, but it's like Liske.
William B.J. Liske.
William B.J. Liske. So, murdered his family on Halloween. Like, how worse of a situation? They said it was so bad that they thought it was a prank, right? So,
the victim's son thought it was a prank.
Right, so we're going to learn more about this. We're going to hop into the video. We're going to keep you all waiting.
Definitely let us know if we're having any freezing. I'm checking the live over here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But otherwise, let's get it going.
Let's do it. Let me share the screen. All right. Let's get into it.
One young teen in Ohio would return to his family home on the...
Side note, right fast, let's just give a quick shout out to the
Coffee
page
House
that
Crime.
we are viewing, Coffee House Crime. All right, so we're just checking out we're doing a reaction to their video on this, so we're gonna be checking it, and then we'll also link them the actual video in the description. Okay, let's rewind.
And you see how lagged it is?
One young teen in Ohio would return to his family home on the day of Halloween. And while nothing seemed out of the ordinary at first, his afternoon would slowly progress into the worst kind of nightmare imaginable. My name is Adrian, and welcome back to Coffee House Crime. And happy Halloween to all of you, and I can assure you there are no tricks or treats to this one. In today's case, we'll be looking into the lives and the
Oh, go ahead.
struggles of the Liske family, and how their world would be frightening.
There we go. So we're gonna have to stop it every so often, and just to make sure we don't accidentally get a copyright. But so far, let's go ahead and get in there.
Is brought to you by AMC Networks, spooky titles across multiple devices, and new content is being added to the platform every week.
Let's pause it first. There you go.
For that
We're gonna get past this ad and then get to it
Let's see.
because we really have not watched this, so we don't even know.
matter, as we head northwest into the sticks of northern Ohio.
There we go.
Residing on the long, sparsely populated road of Route 2 in Martin, we find the household of the Liske family. And here lived William Billy Liske and his wife Susan Liske, along with their 3 sons. Both Devin and Derek Griffin were the children of Susan and her previous marriage. And child number 3 was William Liske Jr., who was also from Billy's previous marriage.
Whenever I see something like that where it's blurred out, that lets me know that person has not agreed to being part of this story. Like, I don't want nothing to do with these people. Don't put me in this story. Don't show my pictures. Don't say my name.
William, who was not so affectionately named BJ, no longer lived with the rest of the family under troubling circumstances, which we will get to very soon. The family had a relatively happy existence. They were religious country folk, the boys growing up and going to church every Sunday and singing in the church choir. One of the family's favourite pastimes, especially for Billy and his sons, was hunting. And the house in which they lived in wasn't so bad either. It was sat on 100 acres of land,
Damn.
and the Liske family would often use every inch of it for walking, hunting, and fishing.
That's really cool.
Now, you may or may not have heard of the saying, every family has its secrets, and for the Liske,
Tell me he does not remind you of the Lord of the Rings kid. What's his name, y'all? Not Ethan. I used to know his name because I loved him. He's been in movies forever. He's not Samwise. Frodo! He reminds me of Frodo from
Isn't that Shayla's
Lord. Yeah, Shayla had 2 dogs. One was named Samwise Gamgee, whatever, and one was Frodo.
Wow.
He reminds me of Frodo. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
that was no different. Although at a glance life seemed to be pretty pleasant, there was a much more sinister issue lurking in the background. And this is where we turn our focus to Billy Liske and his son, William. Throughout William's childhood, he would grow up as a very angry kid. He would often bully other children and cause fights and problems wherever he played. His parents took this as William just being a naughty child. He'll grow out of it, right? But moving into his teenage years, those doubts perpetuated. He would continue getting in trouble in school, and eventually with the law too.
That's how it starts.
When William was 15 years of age, his father Billy would finally meet Susan. Billy worked at a waste management firm nearby, and Susan was an office manager of the same company. The two would eventually hit it off, getting married not much later in 2001. And although they had happily found love, their marriage would infuriate William. In fact, he had a certain disdain for his stepmother. He hated her encroaching his home, and he hated her rules. The following
Did I miss something? What happened to his mother?
I think they got divorced.
Oh, okay. No, we ain't gotta go back because
following
I don't
year,
want no problem. I don't want any copyright problems.
Okay.
a distressing call to law enforcement would be made by Billy over his son William, after he had threatened to harm himself. And this would mark
that's
the very
sad.
beginning of a drastic decline in William's mental health and behavioural issues. He started to become more reckless, his anger more turbulent, and his actions more daring. Things would spiral so far that in 2004, after yet another argument with his stepmother, the 17-year-old William would strike her hard in the chest. This resulting in William being charged with a felonious assault.
Yeah.
William disliked his stepmother, this was no secret, and she was scared of him too. His violent outbursts and incessant lack of respect was very worrying. In fact, just 2 months after striking Susan in the chest, William would get into another argument with his stepmother, in which he bashed her with a coffee mug before stealing her car.
Damn.
Susan pressed
Okay, we can pause, baby.
Bashed her with a coffee mug and stole her car.
Let me just pause for a second because I have to get my brain together. So, first of all, we see cases like this all the time, right? If you follow anything with young people, you know, and then how they just continue to spiral down. He said that his parents, Coffee House said that his parents just chopped it all up to being a naughty child.
Yeah.
The naughty child then starts bashing your wife in the head with a coffee cup. Okay? So it's like, at what point...
Steal her car.
And steal her car. That's like minuscule, but yeah. But like, at what point, like, how deep does it have to get for you to realize, yeah, this is bad. Like, this is fucked up. Like, why do we have to wait for things to get that bad? Like, are you serious right now?
That's interesting. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's interesting because that's usually how the majority of these type of stories where, you know, people go wild, that's usually how they start at a youth with certain things. And where was the dad?
You're not coming back into my house. My baby can't. He's like, what'd you say? I can't see. I'm sorry. I can't stop doing the Daryl Brooks eye. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like it's usually a lot of situations where something in a childhood the child's childhood where little things will start to happen, right? They're like little cues they say they can always pick up on, and it always seems that that's like a starting point or you know a one of the things that you can kind of pinpoint on before those outbursts start to exceed and become worse.
Yeah, if you don't know how to regulate your emotions and your feelings, even as a young person, it's just gonna get even worse as you get older. I think that's like obvious. I mean, maybe he's not over here like killing small animals and shit, but like not being able to control your anger and always having a problem where you're bullying people and thinking it's okay to try to assert your dominance on somebody is a problem. So like let's get real here. All right, let's get back to it.
Charges against William, but it was to no avail. Upon a mental health assessment, William would be deemed unfit for trial and would be diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. This would eventually result in William being removed from the house by his father and placed into a group home for mental health patients in Sandusky, by the shore of Lake Erie. And although William was now receiving the treatments he so sorely needed, he would continue to be a danger to those around him,
Well, damn.
being involved with the law 3 times during a stay in the group house. One of those instances being an all-out brawl between William and Billy.
Damn.
When William returned to the household after his treatment, things did not get better, and William was still on a warpath. But the straw that broke the camel's back would fall in the autumn of 2004, when William was only 18 years old. It was early one morning, while Susan was taking a shower, that William entered the bathroom and attempted to attack her in one of her most vulnerable states.
Right.
And while Susan did manage to fend her stepson off, it left her traumatized. She now felt even less safe in her own home, and the event would also send Billy into an understandable rage against his son.
Wait a minute. He went in while the woman was taking her shower to assault her?
That's crazy.
Do they mean assault her?
I think it would have said sexual assault.
No problem. A lot of times they don't say that anymore because they don't want to get in trouble. They just don't. They don't.
Well, this was.
Why would you assault her while she's in such a vulnerable state?
I think that's specifically, he did that purposely, because it's like, well, what can you do? You can't defend yourself. You ain't expecting it.
Well, first of all, I'm too busy trying to cover up. Like, oh my God. Like, why are you in here,
right,
son of mine? You freaking weirdo. Sorry. Billy should have.
By that very same evening, William was out on the streets, having been kicked out of the Liske household by his father.
Yeah.
And since William was no longer a minor, he would have to fend for himself from here on out. It was at this stage that William started growing even further apart from his family. And although he would live close by enough to visit them on occasions, arguments would still ensue. William's brothers and his stepmother didn't enjoy their time with him, and William was aware of that too. A few years would pass with this dynamic. All in the meanwhile, William was still being treated for a schizoaffective disorder. But treatment was intermittent, and often without full discipline. And one day, his therapist would deem him a danger to himself and others. William would eventually be hospitalized in the year of 2007, in order to be kept under surveillance for proper treatment of a schizoaffective disorder. And despite all of his grievances, Billy would still never give up on William. In fact, in order to get William out of hospital, Billy would apply for guardianship for his now adult son. His guardianship application stated, "Mr. Liske wants to protect William and to get him the help that he needs. He would eventually like to see him in a halfway house or a group home.
That's sad.
When William is on his medication, he does really good. After a while, he will stop taking it because he thinks he's okay. Starts drinking and smokes pot." So soon after this would become the family setup for the foreseeable future. William would officially stay at a halfway house, but he often visited his father at his father's home. The dynamic of the family was a very turbulent one, but it did keep William out of hospitalization, and so all family members just put up with it. But William would make his family and those around him extremely uncomfortable.
Well done.
And, even worse, neighbours around the family would one by one lose a family pet, often suspecting William of torturing and killing both local domestic animals and wildlife. And psychologically speaking,
I guess I spoke too soon because I did say it's not like he's killing small animals. I guess he was.
One by one.
Let me tell you something. You coming here for Zoe? First of all, Zoe ain't going quietly. And second of all,
Zoe is our Yorkie Poodle.
Well, obviously. She's our little baby. But Zoe gonna take you out. But go ahead.
So we have a dog. Because a lot of you all probably don't know us that well. So Zoe barks at everything, and she makes it very clear that anything she don't like, any certain movement, she don't know you, you're in around, it's gonna be World War 17 up in here. But this man out here just taking out the animals one by one.
This was a huge red flag over William's head. After all, some killers do tend to start with animals. In an effort to reduce his encounters with Susan and neighbours, Billy would often take his son William on long weekends to the family cabin, located in Carroll County, just a few hours southeast from their home back in North Ohio. And while the two were there, they would hunt deer and talk about William's struggles. But these trips would only temporarily distract William from the other half of his family that he disliked so much. And his mental health wasn't getting any better either. It was quite the opposite. It was actually getting worse. And while his behaviour was being kept in line, it wasn't necessarily being tamed. A realisation that, tragically, would come all too late. We're moving forward, and the date is now the 31st of October 2010. Halloween. Autumn's days were now beginning to get cold. It was 44 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius that day, and the rest of Ohio had trick-or-treats on their mind. It was around 9:30 in the morning that the 16-year-old Devin Griffin, who was stepbrother to William, returned back to the family home. He had stayed the night at his biological father's house. Devin entered the Liske household before proceeding to his room to get changed. Despite Halloween, it was still a Sunday, so he was due to be singing in the choir for his church's Sunday service. Devin changed his clothes before heading back downstairs towards the front door, and that is...
Just so you all know, I think this is the piece where something's about to happen. So
Finally.
I know he has a very, just slow burning. Is that the word? Like slow burning?
He's basically the epitome of melatonin. I'm bored.
Yeah, but I think they said Halloween, and they said it happened on Halloween. So if you ain't been watching this whole time, watch and listen to what he's about to say. I haven't seen this before, but I can imagine that the way they just set up, that this is about to be the piece where something's about to happen.
It better be, because Lord.
Okay, let me do one.
If you're coming in, you're watching, definitely say hi so we know you're here.
Yes, yes.
Despite Halloween, it was still a Sunday, so he was due to be singing in the choir for his church's Sunday service.
Aww.
Devin changed his clothes before heading back downstairs towards the front door, and that is when he accidentally bumped into William. Which was kind of odd, because William was not normally left alone in the house. Nevertheless, he noticed that the sofa had a made-up bed. The two briefly spoke before William asked Devin where he was going, and how long he thought he would be, and how he was getting there. And this was very uncharacteristic for William. He was often described as gloomy and slow. So why was he so talkative all of a sudden? And why did he seem happy? William almost always kept to himself, and Devin and William often did not see eye to eye. But Devin brushed it off, gave William his answers, and carried on with his Sunday service.
Hey, Craig.
What's up, what's up?
This week's Sunday service was not a short one. And after performing in the choir, Devin headed home,
Oh, wow.
not returning until the early afternoon. The house was quiet, and William didn't seem to be around any longer either. But maybe everyone was just busy with their own Sunday plans. And so, much like his usual schedule, Devon headed straight upstairs to his bedroom to play video games.
We almost died, but we're back, y'all.
Okay.
We got it. Hopefully, y'all still with us.
Let us know if you still there.
We're trying to get everything set up better and cleaner. Do you want to connect to mine on this one too, just in case?
Give us 1 second.
Cool. Summer, help us out, my love. Let me know if this is working. let me type in here. Did that go in? Is this better? That wrote well, but why do I not have a picture?
I think it's just because it's software.
Hi, Dora. Hi, Craig. Hi, Summer.
Okay. Let's try now.
All right, guys. Let me see. Let me try to get a response from you guys. See how we're doing. Yay!
Perfect. Okay, cool.
Huh, thank the Lord.
All right.
I was scared.
Let's get back into this.
I thought I was going to drink this wine all by myself. We hear and see you.
Perfect.
Thanks, Melissa. Right now,
Excellent.
It's okay. Thanks, Summer. Let us know if it's still acting crazy, girl, because we don't want to be on here for no reason. We want to be with you guys. So
Yeah. Okay.
hope y'all have your wine. Hi, Dora.
What's
She's
up?
so sweet.
So I'm rewinding a little bit so that we can watch it together.
So, guys, if you're just now getting in, and thanks, Summer, for being with us from the very beginning, per usual, because you're awesome. Summer is our moderator for our page, just so you guys know. So she's always on top of everything. She's so good. I'm so happy that we found her. She found us.
Yeah.
She found us. But anyway, so we're watching this Halloween murder story that happened, I believe, in 2007 or 8. We're getting to the part of finding out what happened. It's really crazy. We are using the video of Coffee House Crimes.
Coffee House Crimes, I believe.
Coffee House Crimes. They have a huge platform, over 1 million followers. So, you know, we just wanted to look at this with you guys because it's a Halloween one, and we definitely want to watch something that is like, wow, but also, you know, just learning more about what's going on out in the world with us. So, Oh, Melissa, new sub and watcher.
Oh, nice.
All right, Melissa, let us know the type of things you want us to cover and watch. We're a new page. We're not like all fancy, and we don't have like all the editing and stuff, because all we care about is just being kind of honest and stuff and giving you our real thoughts. So you just let us know what you're interested in. All right, let's go.
Let's go back to it.
In bed.
Hi, Craig.
Okay.
Daylight escaped. Devon removed his headset and made his way downstairs to the kitchen for a drink. This was when, amid the darkness, he realized that the house was still dead quiet. Out of confusion, Devon made his way to check for his parents in their bedroom. He opened the door to see that they were still in bed. His mother's foot poking out of the bottom of their maroon comforter, the duvet pulled over their heads. Devon walked up to the side of his mother's bed before calling her name and giving her a poke. But there was no response from her. He turned his attention to the top of the duvet before pulling it down slowly, and as he did, that's when he saw a lot of red. His mother's pillow seemed to be covered in what appeared to be blood.
Wow.
Surely this was a joke. After all, it was Halloween, and his family were well known for getting into the spirit of things. But it wasn't until the scene came into focus for Devon that he could fully grasp what he was seeing. This was no prank.
Wow.
His mother wasn't moving, and the blood on her pillow was very real.
Dang.
The smell of copper came into play, as would the finer details of his mother's corpse. Devon screamed, sprinting out of the bedroom and out of the house, without looking for his brother Derek or his stepbrother William.
Damn. Oh, real quick. So imagine having to find, no, I don't want to say it, but you know, for a 16-year-old.
As a teenager, finding something like that, like your parents Not parents, not singular.
Well, they just brought up his mom. Oh yeah, he said the parents. You're right. You're right.
Both of them in bed, and you find them like that. Not like someone told you the situation.
Right.
You are a teenager, 16 years old, and find both of your parents just gone in bed. You're the first person to
But not just
discover.
gone, clearly murdered.
Yeah.
That's one I would be thinking, who did this and are they still here? My mother, like something's happened to them. Like the amount of emotions you must have in that moment as a child, in general, as a human being, has got to be wild. You poor little baby. Oh, let's see what Miss Melissa said. And that's why I subbed. Found you about a week ago. I was lurking last night and found you too fun and real. Reminded me of how my husband and I have a conversation about news and real life stories. Yes, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yes, completely
Stay for a long time.
with you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the sub. We really appreciate it. We randomly have grown a lot in the last couple of days. From some Daryl Brooks videos, so we'll see where it goes, and hopefully we keep having fun with it. So, all right, let's get the next video or the rest of it up.
In his panicked state, Devon called his Aunt Laurie and tried to explain to her what he had just found. Laurie responded by calling 911, before rushing over to the Liske household to comfort her distraught nephew.
We need an ambulance and the sheriff to show up, please. Where's the blood? It's on the bed. In their house? In their bed? She said it's in their bed. Okay. Oh my God! Lori? I don't know. Bill's in the bed. He's dead. He's got to be dead. Okay. Did it look like maybe he was shot? Oh, he's either shot or stabbed or something.
And as authorities arrived, they were faced with a very gruesome scene.
Oh.
Pulling back the cover.
So was Lori his sister? I know Lori's one of the aunts. She's an aunt.
It did say family, so yeah, it probably is.
She did say
more than just the parents. I'm guessing. I don't know who.
No. I'm saying Lori's the one that was speaking. That said, "Oh my God, Bill."
Oh.
I'm saying. I'm assuming they called Lori the boy's aunt, and I'm assuming Lori is actually Bill's sister, because she didn't even say. What's the mom's name? Susan?
I think so.
She didn't even say her name. That is so sad. I feel like, can we rewind that a little bit? Because when she was first on the phone, she sounded really calm almost. The 911 operator sounded more amped than she was. And then when she actually saw it, like, that's so sad. So sad. You went back a lot, I think. Hold on.
Did I?
Yeah.
In his panicked state, Devon called his Aunt Laurie and tried to explain to her what he had just found. Laurie responded by calling 911, before rushing over to the Liske household to comfort her distraught nephew.
We need an ambulance and the sheriff to show up, please. Where's the blood? It's on the bed. In their house? In their bed? She said it's in their bed. Okay. Oh my God! Lori? I don't know. Bill's in the bed. He's dead. He's got to be dead. Okay. Did it look like maybe he was shot? Oh, he's either shot or stabbed or something.
And as authorities arrived, they were faced with a very gruesome scene. Pulling back the covers in the master bedroom, they would reveal the bodies of Susan and Billy Liske. Billy had been shot 5 times in the face, still lying in the position that he had fallen asleep in the night before. And Susan had been shot 3 times in the head. But, unlike Billy, she was found sprawled under the covers, as if she had been moved. Forensics would find that she had been assaulted after her death.
I told you assaulted meant what I said it meant. He was doing things to her. I told you they can't say assaulted the way that they can't say it the same way anymore. Dora, you said this story was just featured on the crime channel in my area. Probably because, it's Halloween time, so they're like redoing the Halloween. That's a really nice picture. Is that like a beach out there? I'm like all in her business. It looks so nice. But probably because it's Halloween time. It's Definitely. Very, very sad.
That is wild. How messed up for him to bring in another family member to find them. Sad, so sad. That's crazy. It's
He's 16.
yeah.
It's a little like if he was like more of an adult, I would probably be like,
Yeah, I mean, because I can imagine
don't bring me here.
Being like
He's a baby almost.
Like he just respond and react like your parents are gone, you know. So like both of them, it's like his real biological parents.
I think the mother was just his real parent.
Oh, Bill wasn't his. I
don't think Bill was his real father. That's a really pretty picture, Dora.
Like, that's just a bad situation where it's like, as a teenager, can you imagine being a teenager that young, not knowing what to do?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I agree with you, Melissa. If he was like an adult, but when you're like 16, man, I wouldn't know what to do. I would just be like, somebody help me. Like anybody, he didn't even think to call the police.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that poor baby just was gone.
Just called somebody that he know.
Yeah, he's like, come help me.
That's crazy.
Poor baby.
Yeah.
And then the fact that this little nasty fucker put his hands on his mother like that.
Yeah.
On the stepmother. But that's what I was telling you before, baby. When she was in the shower. And he attempted to do something. He wanted to assault her.
Yeah.
And that assault was a sexual assault. Are we allowed to say that?
Say esual.
It was an esual assault. Okay? It was an esual assault. And I knew it. Because why would you want to go in there while she's naked? And go into the bathroom with her while she's taking a shower?
Yeah. That's crazy.
He wanted to assert so much dominance over her. And I do believe that men that do that are comfortable with the R word and sexual assault, it's not always about the sexuality of it. I can't do it. It's not always about the sexuality of it. It's about wanting to make sure that they completely dominate and humiliate you to your core. And he had so much hatred in her, that's what he wanted to do. Even after killing his own father, because I think he killed his father first, and then you do that to her and then shoot her in her face. Are you serious? What a disgusting little monster bitch. Sorry. Let's go. You ready?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Want to check that real fast?
Oh. Melissa said, I didn't hear the younger brother was the one that came home and found them. I take back what I said. Yeah, no, it's okay, girl. I figured you must not have known he was 16 because we were freezing back then. Yeah. So I'm like, she probably doesn't even know because we were freezing. And I don't know exactly when Melissa came in, but I know we were struggling. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, she probably thought it was the one that killed them that called the auntie.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been messed up, for sure.
Well, everything's messed up about that freak. Yeah. I'm sorry. So let's go.
Upon further exploration of the house, police were halted by a locked door. A locked door that, when eventually opened, led to Derek Griffin's bedroom. And there they would find Derek, still curled up in his bed in a fetal position. He too had been murdered, suffering blunt force trauma to the head. Within the house, authorities would find a bloody claw hammer which matched the wounds and injuries sustained by Derek. It had been determined that, one by one, the family had been killed while they were sleeping peacefully in their beds. First Derek, and then his father, and finally Susan.
I'm confused.
Muddy footprints were found around the house, which led to a pond in the back garden. At first, police suspected the gun used to kill Susan and Billy could have been disposed of in that pond, but once it was drained, they found nothing. And neighbours, who were interviewed by police, would reveal that they had heard what they thought to be gunshots at around 6:30 on the morning of Halloween. But with this being a rural area, they thought nothing of it. Terrifyingly, these reports suggested that when Devon returned back to the house that morning before going to choir, his family had already been murdered. Their lifeless bodies just on the other side of his bedroom wall while he changed and left for church. Wow. And even worse, they were still there when he returned later that day, playing video.
You said before he left they was murdered?
Yes. Summer. Oh, it's the wrong one. I thought I had Summer's up. Summer. I think there were 3 boys total. I don't know if any of them were Billy's children, but William belonged to Billy, and the other 2 for sure belonged to the mother. I can't remember her name. Susan?
I think you said that before, so I'm guessing. I don't know.
I hope it's Susan. But, sheesh. So you killed the other brother too? Like, what is wrong with you? Can you rewind a little bit? So basically, the kid, Devin or Derek, whatever, went to church on his own without needing to be driven or talked to or anything. And his parents and family and brother was already killed.
Damn.
But remember, he came home and saw William. And William asked him, where are you going? I'm going to church. He said, how long you'll be gone?
Mm-hmm. And how you getting there?
They thought nothing of it. Terrifyingly, these reports suggested that when Devon returned back to the house that morning before going to choir, his family had already been murdered.
Wow.
Their lifeless bodies just on the other side of his bedroom wall while he changed and left for church. And even worse, they were still there when he returned later that day, playing video games, deafened by a headset, in a dark house.
Right, Craig.
The events that unfolded on Halloween of 2010 left a lot for the devastated Devon and Laurie to process. But it also raised one alarming question. Where was William?
Right.
Devon had already spoken to him in the house that morning, a time frame which was believed to be after his family were killed. And the suspicion continued to grow. In fact, on her initial 911 call to police, Laurie had already highlighted William's name, stating,
His son DJ was here last night. They were going to go hunting. They've had a lot of trouble with him, with the law. And he's threatened Susie before.
Laurie would also tell police officers that the family vehicle, a Ford F-150, was missing from the property. And therefore, with a missing brother, a missing car, and a troubled history, William became the police's primary suspect. And it wouldn't take police long to find him either. He was actually back at the family cabin 170 miles away in Carroll County, where he had been on vacation with his father not even 48 hours prior.
Wow.
And on his way, surveillance footage captured him at a Subway grabbing a sandwich in Carroll County.
They said...
I said, wait, say it again, everyone.
I could tell you. He said that he was at the family cabin, which is where he and his father were just at, not even 48 hours before.
Where he had been on vacation with his father not even 48 hours prior.
Well, that was a waste of my time.
And on his way, surveillance footage captured him at a Subway grabbing a sandwich.
Hey, copycat.
He was finally found on the porch of his cabin by Carroll County deputies, with a cigarette in his mouth, his sandwich not yet eaten into. William was initially charged with only 1 count of murder, and this was so that the county could hold him until he could be seen by a jury. And the following month, in November of 2010, that day would finally come, where he was charged with not 3, but 6 counts of aggravated murder, where he would plead not guilty to all charges.
Who else did he kill?
William was then held in Ottawa County Jail with a bond set for $3 million until a second trial could be held. And with the state of Ohio accepting capital punishment, William...
Why did they do 6? I don't get it. Why they do 6? There's only 3 people that died. Do each of them represent another person? Are there 3 other people he killed that we don't know about yet? So let's get here real quick. Dora says, so many family members killing whole family. What is changing in our society? You know, Dora, I know what you're talking about too, because Naj and I I started learning about the Pike family massacre and the Wagner family. Naj and I were thinking about doing a video on that or watching that. And I feel like this world is going to shit. I don't know what to say. I don't have the answers. I don't have all the right answers, but man, what is changing about our society? Like, why is there so much discord and craziness? And what's interesting about this is from 12 years ago. And it's like, I mean, it's been going on, right?
Yeah.
Like, hasn't like the crimes and the murders and the situations becoming more and more heinous? Like, I was learning about serial killers and how the ability to do serial killing became easier in like the 70s and the 80s because so many people were hitchhiking and doing all these things and kind of going with the flow, dude, the hippies and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was so much easier for people to have access to people. And when you think about access to people, I mean, how much more access do we have to see things and to be a part of things that we would never have been a part of if not for the internet, social media, and this? Like, I'm talking to Dora, who has a picture with her in California. I would never have met Dora in any other circumstance than this social media setting. Yeah. And what influence could we have on each other? Positive, negative, good, bad, or indifferent. And it's like we're so exposed to things that we were never exposed to, before. So, I mean, that exposure could be for our betterment. It could also be to our detriment. And I feel like with so much knowledge and so much access and exposure comes this shit. Yeah. And it's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah. Like, people have lost their minds.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense because, like, the world is so much more connected now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about, like, just Facebook alone, like, Zuck's, that was his statement, his mission statement to connect the world more and make people.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, for sure. With billions of people on Facebook now. But, like, there's so many more people that have access to each other. So, the thing is, it just shows that it's not about, I don't think the problem is that we have access to more people. It's the problem about those specific individuals and, I don't know if it's just like what they've been through or their mindset and who they are as an individual or what they influence themselves with. I don't know what the specifics is, but
you're right. It's like a win. It's a win. How do I explain it? It's like you win and you lose at the same time, like a catch-22 or something like that. Like, having access to people that you would never have had access to, or maybe you would never have engaged with, or you just wouldn't have had the circumstances to, helps you to learn. It helps you to grow and to experience things and to have a diverse mindset and to think from someone else's place and mindset. But you also start to engage with people that might make you feel, not me in particular, but I could imagine make you feel inadequate or small or whatever, and that could start breeding negative behavior or negative feelings. I don't know. I just think it's just the things that are going on. I think it's a lot of entitlement and access, and I think that is what breeds a lot of this heinous behavior and bad behavior too.
Yeah, I really honestly don't know.
None of us know.
Like, that's just crazy. Like, because it's one thing. So here's the thing, that plays a big role, Dora. But the thing is, it's so interesting because it's like, if you're doing it, it's never right? Like, if you're killing someone, it's never right, or hurting or harming someone is never right. But it's a whole nother level when you do it to your family. Like, your specific family. Of all people, you would think that your family is the ones that are off limits, And it seems like, I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
Greg, I'm with you, brother. I agree. The world is going to shit. Listen. Somebody's got to say it, right? Look at what the hell this world has lost its damn mind. Like, everyone is so sensitive. Everybody's canceling people. And then everybody's also fucking crazy and doing crazy stuff. And it's like, what is happening in this world? Seeing other people. Dora said, seeing other people think the same. Yes, Dora. Randy, what did you say, my friend? Randy says, I love this picture he has. Doesn't look fancy. Like, hey, new fan from Vancouver, British Columbia. Cool. Nice. You guys are so cute. Binge watching your content. I have a feeling you guys are going to get huge in the future. Stop, my friend. I can't.
Yeah. It may not be he though.
Well, Randy could be a girl or it could be a guy or a they. Just let us know and we will correct. But hey, Randy, either way. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get back to it. I just had to stop to. Oh, thank you, Coffee Cat. I love y'all. You're doing great. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
I just had to like really take a minute to talk about what Dora was saying here, and I really agree with her. I do think mental health issues have gotten worse. I think they also were able to label them better, and because you're able to label something better, you can work on it, but you also can become a victim to it.
Yeah.
And I think that when you know that's like you can become a victim to your mental health, and I struggle with mental health issues if I'm going to be honest. And I will say that sometimes once you realize that there's actually something wrong, you can either be like, well, shit, at least I know now. Here's my action plan. Or some people are just like, and now I'm just gonna let it go, and just like let it kind of take over. And I think that's the same thing with anybody in any situation. So hopefully I'm not being offensive to anybody, but it is something that Najee can tell you, like I struggle with. But one thing I've learned is that I can look at it like, at least now I know, and I can take care of it and kind of like be a beast about it. Or, you know, I could just like allow that to make me spiral down, and then I could be, you know, on one of these videos that people are reacting to. So,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's interesting with the mental health thing, because if you think about it, part of it is like having to adapt to a ever evolving and changing world. I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of how, you know, a lot of people grew up as kids, which is always outside, always playing, always, you know, like having fun with your friends or whatever, meeting up and things like that, to now we're in a space where this is the new fun. This is the new kicking it and having fun, right? So we're creating our reality and everything that we're doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, why is my picture not on
Like,
your
why
phone?
are you frowning?
No, that's his other phone. I was like, where's the love?
Our new reality is like our new fun, and hanging out with friends is through the phone, right? So there's not a lot of face-to-face and person-to-person, peer-to-peer connection as much as it used to be.
Agreed.
Like, I remember, I mean, and I'm not like the oldest individual, but like as you know, in my youth,
that's pretty.
girl, in my youth, right, my early teens and, you know, 12, 13, 14, those ages, right? Like, always, the only thing that we wanted to do was go outside. Actually, Tony Baker just did a video about that. He was like, it was so funny.
Tony Baker's one of our clients. He's a famous comedian.
But he was literally talking about like how fun was going outside, and if you ever wanted to like threaten your child, tell them they can't go outside. It's like, oh no, not outside. Let me go outside.
Now your parents are like, I don't want to go out there.
He's like, please let me go outside. Like, but I remember, you know, and I could, and you know, if I misbehave or had bad grades, whatever, I'll be on punishment and won't be able to go outside. And it was like the worst thing of all time to me, not being able to be outside and be with my friends and like play basketball or whatever we was doing, right? It was like the worst thing ever. But now it's the complete opposite. But at the same time, we are social creatures, and we do need that type of like connection and bonding and touching and laughing and those type of things. And we're kind of like replicating.
I love you.
Girl, and we like replicating that feeling of wanting to be social with each other.
If you want a hug, just say that. Sorry, go ahead.
And we're replicating that through like our phone and our computer and all these different things. So as much value as these things bring to us, like, it's not the same as the connection. So I know a lot of that stuff that we're dealing with as well, it's just a need to get outside, get some vitamin D, you know, and like interact and connect with people. And
Well,
that
be a
type of
human.
stuff, you know?
I mean, we kind of started
Literally,
outside,
like
so
we
yeah.
grew up outside, and now it's like we're all inside, you know. But yeah,
All right, Dora. Rode my bike after school all day after school. Can't safely do that anymore. Let me tell you something. You're dang right. Okay, I can't ride my bike anywhere. My big butt. They're gonna be coming after me. Like, no, thank you. Terry, I'm behind, but hi. Hey, Terry.
what's up?
How are you doing? And all right, guys, let's finish up and find out what this little bastard did to his family.
Let's see.
Little fucker. I can't even. I'm sorry. I really should have cussed like hard. Najee doesn't like me cussing that hard, but I'm just gonna say, like, come on now, y'all. Like, what a demonic little entitled twat. Like, really?
Knew that the death penalty was in
Let's back it up just a teensy bit.
county jail with a bond set for $3
A
million,
little bit more.
where he was charged with not. And the following month, in November of 2010, that day would finally come, where he was charged with not 3, but 6 counts of aggravated murder, where he would plead not guilty to all charges.
Not guilty.
William was then held in Ottawa County Jail with a bond set for $3 million until a second trial could be held. And with the state of Ohio accepting capital punishment, William knew that the death penalty was an all too real
He
possibility.
was like a little boy.
And so, not surprisingly, William changed his plea to guilty in his pre-trial hearing, accepting his guilt to 3 counts of aggravated murder in exchange that the death penalty would be removed from his possible sentences. William was eventually found guilty and sentenced to 3 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. At his sentencing,
wow.
William would apologize for killing his
I'm sorry. Look at this powerful ass picture. That's some. This is a powerful picture. I have not. This woman right here. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse. Can they see my mouse?
I believe so.
Well, I don't think they can actually because we're on this page.
Just say the
But
color she got on.
this woman with the red and white, like looking leopard print thing with the short little hair, showing my cousin Shelly. You know, she looks like my cousin Sean. You know, Aunt Connie's daughter. Never mind. Please don't watch this. Anyway, but she looked just like my cousin Sean. Anyway, look how intently she's looking at him.
Yeah.
And then the woman next to her that's being consoled by somebody with the tissue at her nose. And then we go to the woman behind him looking like, I mean, like, damn, you have fucked up people's lives. Look at this woman. And what's crazy is these are all your family. This is your family because you killed your family. You R-word and assaulted your stepmother and killed your father. You freak. Sorry, I just have to show that.
his family members.
You freaking piece of crap. Let me put Summer. That woman in blue, if looks could kill. I'm with you, sister, because honestly, wow.
Blaming his mental illness and even Satan for his actions.
Wow.
He was
ain't
soon
gotta
after
blame
shipped
Satan.
off to Ross Correctional Institution in Chillicothe
You are
to live out the rest of his life behind bars. However, it would seem that the death penalty had eventually found William. Because in March of 2015, at the young age of 29, William was found dead in his cell from a self-inflicted wound. It seemed as if the last life that he would take would ultimately be his own.
Well, no one's
Usually,
complaining there.
homicide cases that
No one's complaining there, buddy. You should have took care of. I mean, here's the thing. You know, there's something about the cowardice of someone who commits suicide after doing such a horrific act. It's like you did all that to avoid the death penalty because you didn't want to die, even though you murdered people. And then you go to jail for a few years and you can't fucking handle it. Then you want to say Satan made you do it. No, bitch, you did it. You're the problem. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know we talked about earlier, he did have mental health issues. I do think that his parents could have had a stronger hand in helping him get what he needed to be less dangerous to people. I don't want to completely dismiss the fact that he had, they said what? Not schizophrenia.
I'm not sure, Dan.
But it was schizo something. It wasn't schizophrenia total. That wasn't the full word they said, but there was something else. But whatever it was, he did have a mental health issue. But I just don't. It's hard to completely dismiss things because of a mental health issue. He was found competent for trial, so your mental health did not stop you from being able to be tried as a competent adult. So I get to treat you and think of you as a competent adult, regardless of your mental health issues. And I just think that it's just wild to me that even in the end you killed yourself because you could not handle what you did or deal with the consequences of what you did.
Yeah, you said at 29. So, what, about 13, 12 years later?
Well, we also... 29. No, it was like 9 years later then. In 2010, he was 19, right?
Oh, I'm thinking about the other kid that was 16.
No.
Gotcha. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's a wild situation. I don't know. That's. I wonder what was it originally that caused him to start having this thing. I think it was because that his mom and his father broke up. I'm guessing that caused it, but
maybe he felt he had a strong relationship with his father. His father loved him deeply. His father even took guardianship over him after he turned 18 to make sure he was involved. I think that maybe she was breaking up his relationship with his father too. You never know. But he had an insane level of hatred towards her that he harmed her in such a horrible way. You know, to me, one of my biggest fears is things like what he did to that woman. You know, his father probably didn't even feel it.
I don't know.
But what you did to that woman is like next level fucked up. Like, disgusting to me. So I just think, like, either way, they both were horrible. But to do that and then murder her, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I don't care what his shit is. Schizoaffective disorder is what Summer says. And then Doris has depression. Is schizoaffective disorder depression, Dora? I'm about to look this up. Go talk to my people while I look this up.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Let's see what else is popping up here.
Oh, it is schizophrenia and mood disorder symptoms.
That's wild. That is wild. So
requires a medical diagnosis and cannot be cured.
This was the case that happened on Halloween.
What's most sad, I should say, about this is that poor little 16-year-old found his mother and thought it may have been a Halloween prank.
Yeah.
Because it happened on Halloween.
And
how sad.
Known to like really be in the spirit.
Right, that's what they said. They like Halloween. I mean, I love Halloween, but it's so sad. But anyway, well, guys, that's the end of that video. That is the story of William B.J. Liske. Shout out to Coffee House Crimes.
Coffee House Crimes
for us using your video and kind of giving our own responses and reactions to it and kind of talking through it. But man, let me know, guys, what are some things that you guys would like to keep seeing or hearing from Naj and I? Things you'd be interested in watching.
Yeah.
Dora, Summer, Craig, and where'd our other baby go? Where'd she go? We had Randy, Coffee Cat, Melissa, our girl Melissa, everyone else. Let us know some things that you would like to start seeing from us. I will tell you that we started our page off doing reactions just to like gym stuff. And was it gym stuff? No,
Well,
it wasn't
just
gym
like
stuff. One was a gym thing, like just reactions in general, because we have so much to say. But
things that we just find interesting,
Yeah.
you know, like that's. So it can be court cases. It can be.
we love that stuff though.
Yeah, yeah.
We
So
love true crime. Najee talked about it last time that I kind of got him into true crime.
yeah, actually, not just last time. I was just talking to my mom earlier because I was
Yeah,
telling-
one of our videos got almost over 50,000 views, which was it's
Nah,
big
it's
for
like
our small.
52,000 now.
It's big for our small little baby page.
Yeah.
Like we only had like 100 and something followers when we first started.
So like
Recently.
I was telling my mom earlier, because my mom has always been into like true crime and
Really?
like and the
I know
cops.
that.
So like all those type of things, and I never was interested because I've always been into sports, basketball.
Yeah.
But I can't say sports, basketball specifically, and then like boxing or whatever, and MMA. But then I was telling her like how all of a sudden you just got me into it with certain YouTubers or whatever. So it just became interesting like that. The things that she used to watch and I was not into. But now that I am into it, it's like I was telling her about it. And she was like, that's crazy. Because she still watches it. So
I don't want her watching our YouTube videos. I curse like a sailor here. So, so bad. Summer Day. Like and subscribe if y'all haven't. Help this channel grow. And thanks for being here. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Love y'all. Naj and Reina, thanks for entertaining us. Love you, Summer.
We appreciate
I just got to shout out Summer. Every time I see Summer come into our lives, I feel so grateful because she came into one of our first lives. And she's been with us ever since.
Yeah.
Mama has been on top of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like, you know what it's like? So in basketball terms, like on the NBA team, there's always those people that you play against that you don't like playing against, but you love when they're on your team, and they're that glue person, right? It's like you can't win a championship without those people.
You would never want to play against them.
You
But
won't
when
wanna
they're
play
on your
against them.
team,
Your
you're like,
team,
thank
you're
the
like,
Lord.
oh my God, like you the reason we wouldn't have won without
Summer's
you.
a beast. I love
she's
her.
like that. She's like that glue person. Like for example, like Draymond, like how they talk about how good Steph is.
Draymond Green? I knew that one.
How good Steph and Clay is, and everybody else, but like those championships wouldn't have been won without Draymond, and like it's those glue people that do everything that makes it all work,
This is like live unsolved mystery. Love it. Good job, guys. That's pretty cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, well, hey, quick question: do you all enjoy the lives, or do you like the recorded videos more? Like,
I'll be honest, I love the live so much, but I don't know if I don't know.
yeah, I like the lives. One, it's just easier to get on here and just do the lives, the content. We don't have to edit as much. We can just get on here and just talk and interact and engage and like connect
Talk
with you
with
all
you guys,
and
yeah.
hear your opinions, share your comments, and put it on the screen and stuff. It's just more of a good time, so to speak, to engage and interact with you all and watch the videos together. So let us know, do you all like the lives more? Do you like the pre-recorded videos that we post for later on? I think the lives are the most easiest to be consistent with.
Well, I'll tell you this. I personally like the engagement part. I like knowing Dora. Like if Dora ends up commenting on other pictures, or other videos, I'll feel more inclined to comment back to her because I feel like we know each other. We don't know each other, but I feel like I know her.
Yeah.
I feel like she knows me. I feel like we have a connection.
Yeah.
And like with Craig, if I see Craig comment somewhere or Summer or anything, I'm gonna be like, I know these people. They're part of my live videos. Like these are my like core people. So when everyone else is doing like when we do the regular videos and they comment, I can't read all those comments. We have a video that has like 300 comments. I might go through and like all of them, but I don't have time to respond to everybody. But on the live, I really enjoy talking to people in real life.
Yeah.
We got some comments here. Y'all make me blush. Stop it. We really do love you, Summer.
Seriously,
You're awesome. Seriously, we're grateful for you.
Yeah.
Dora live, we can chat with you.
That's
yes, I love the live.
Excellent.
Summer live.
That's good to know.
And
Appreciate that.
everyone's agreeing with each other. Well, that's good to know. So, I mean, I think we'll try to do mostly lives, but we'll still have to do some regular ones. Because sometimes I just think that some things just are better with some editing to them. But otherwise, I think if we can do mostly lives, that'd be great. And we usually will do the lives at night because I work throughout the day. I work in banking, and I don't get off work till almost 6 o'clock. So I got to come in here, and then Najee, of course, owns so many businesses on his own, so he's got to do that. But we could do it at the end of the day and try to do some lives.
I mean, yeah, the nighttime is perfect. So like anywhere between like 8 and 10.
One time we messed up with poor Summer. We told her we'd be here at 8, and we didn't show up at all.
Yeah, with the next day
Poor
we did.
baby.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
But like 8 and 10 would probably be the ideal time frame where we'll be hopping on. So anywhere in between that time. Probably on the weekdays, probably more like 8, and then on the weekends, probably more around the latter. So
Craig, you like the live too? Craig, you're such
everybody
a sleeper.
loves the lives.
I didn't even know you were still here, Craig.
Craig just be cruising.
Craig
and
just
watching.
sitting
He
here.
just chilling here
I feel
watching.
like I imagine Craig's like cooking dinner and like we're just in the background. Like I don't imagine he's like fully in, but he's not out either. He's right there. Brandy's back too. What? Brandy, live is cool but good with either one. Thanks, Randy.
Dope.
Okay, I'm glad you guys like the lives. That's good. All right, cool. So what's to come? What's next?
So we're definitely gonna be doing more lives. We're definitely gonna keep the lives going. And like I said, it's just easier to just put out the lives and just have a conversation and not worry about so much editing. Y'all can get our like real engagement and real reactions. What is it?
No, y'all good. I had my drink.
Yeah.
As long as you guys are having your wine and reactions with us, you're drinking things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess Elcar, you're so late, my friend. Elcar.
You showed up, though.
You came.
See, like,
but you missed.
I think this is what Reina was talking about. Like,
I know
remember
Elcar
from the last video.
Yeah,
so,
I know
like,
Elcar.
Building up the relationship and, like, the engagement encounters. Like, when you all comment, that makes our day. So the more that you all comment and engage, it makes
my cheeks are small and
right.
so much.
It makes it more fun to do these videos. So we greatly appreciate that. And then one more thing, feel free. Like we do have an Instagram, Naj letter N Reina. You want to put in the comment actually, babe?
Yes.
Naj letter N Reina. And if you all find videos that you all want us to react to, like certain court cases or certain things that you just find interesting or that you want to, hear our thoughts on, feel free to shoot them over into the DM, You can
do it on Instagram or here on YouTube, but either way, like, let us know.
Yeah.
We really enjoy doing it, so just let us know. But in any case, guys, so it's been fun. I wish we could stay with you longer. Actually, I'll be honest with you, me and Najee might find another video and go back on a live.
Yeah.
And if we do, just, check, see when that notification comes.
Turn the notifications on. There's a way that you can turn it on, and there's a way that you can be notified for every video. So make sure that the actual bell is notifying for every video that comes on, and you all should be able to get all of our notifications whenever we're going live.
Sorry. He said, nope, playing Destiny 2. I'm with you, brother. All
also,
right.
you just listening in the background. That's dope. That's
cool. We're just back there. He's like, every so often, I'm going to stop, say hello.
He treated it like a
Come
podcast,
back.
basically.
I love it. Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
in any case, we might end up coming back for another video, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and let y'all go. If we come back, definitely come back to our video. Naj and I are going to take a break, and we'll take it from there. Right?
Catch y'all next time.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
We love seeing y'all, and we'll see you
Subscribe.
next time. Bye.
Holla.